Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video, and if you're new here, hello, my name is Kendall. I'm so happy to have you here. Today I will tell you some nursery rhymes that you've probably heard, but never heard the true meaning behind them. So without further ado, let's get started. The first one we have is "It's raining, it's pouring." Many of you guys probably sang this song growing up. I know I did, and I had no idea what was actually going on. The lyrics are, "It's raining, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. He went to bed and bumped his head and couldn't wake up in the morning." This rhyme is commonly sung by children when it's raining and pouring outside. And though the words become extremely macabre towards the end of the rhyme, very few little ones are paying attention to this. There are many interpretations of this rhyme, but briefly I will cover some history before I get into them. Many say the first two lines of this rhyme were published many years prior to the full release, being established in 1939 by composer Charles Ives. Now keep this date in mind because this is where things get a little bit wild. Only 6 years prior to this rhyme being released, Prohibition ended, which, if you don't know, was the legalization of manufacturing, sales, and transportation of alcohol in the US. This lasted from 1920 to 1933. This may seem extremely irrelevant and random, but stick with me, it's all gonna come together at the end. Now, breaking down the rhyme, "It's raining and pouring," many believe is a reference to excessive drinking, as the drinks keep pouring liberally. Now on to the next verse. "The old man is snoring. He went to bed and bumped his head." This right here means he got a little too tipsy, and in his drunken state led to a possible fatal injury because he couldn't wake up in the morning. Could this rhyme have been a warning to those tempted by the legalization of drinks again, or was it just a coincidence? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below as we get on into the next rhyme. Rhyme 2, "Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater." The rhyme goes, "Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well." This nursery rhyme was originally published in Great Britain in the late 18th century. Many kids' versions have this rhyme being displayed as a loving man trying to take care of his wife by buying her a pumpkin house to live in so that he could keep her. Some even going as far as saying Peter just really loved pumpkins that much where he ate a enormous pumpkin out and had her live inside the shell. Also, if any of this kind of sounds familiar, you might have heard the phrase "cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater," which was inspired by the first line, "Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater," commonly used to call out somebody who has cheated someone or something in some way. Despite all these light-hearted meanings and associations with this rhyme, there is a much more sinister meaning. Now, what actually happened? The lighthearted version is that Peter's wife just was not happy in the marriage and she wanted to leave, which Peter did not like. But the true meaning is that Peter's wife had cheated on him constantly, and despite all of his efforts to stop her and convince her to be loyal to him, they all fell to rubble. So because of this, Peter only saw one way to stop this constant heartbreak and never-ending cycle of pain, and this was by ending her. After he did the deed, he stuffed her body in a pumpkin shell in order to hide her, and there he kept her very well. Oh my gosh, that's oh jeez. Some say this served as a warning to young women back in the day to be very careful or else their fate may be the same. Now, personally for me, if someone told me this rhyme and that's kind of what that was supposed to be serving me with some type of warning, I just wouldn't want to get married because I'm like, oh, so if I even think about leaving, I'm gonna die, like, and he's gonna hide me in a pumpkin? Out of all places? No, I'm good. Also, before we get into the next rhyme, if you guys are really enjoying this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. All your support is deeply appreciated. And I thank you also if you made it this far. So let's get into the next one. Rhyme 3 is going to be Solomon Grundy. Rhyme goes, "Solomon Grundy, born on Monday, christened on Tuesday, married on Wednesday, ill on Thursday, worse on Friday, died on Saturday, buried on Sunday. This is the end of Solomon Grundy." Oh, okay. From face value, this poem seems to be going over the stages of his life. We as readers get a small glimpse of what made him happy and what made him feel fulfilled in his life. Mind you, this was a simpler life for a simpler time, as this was written in 1842 by James Orchard. Taking a moment to really dissect what the author could have meant here. This poem gives a very real and deep realization of how fast life is. Like, it is a snap, and you can really see it in this story, as Solomon's life was only a week long. He went through every single stage of his life within the week, even including like being buried and that being it. Like, that all happened in a week. But despite that, we can still enjoy life the way God wants us to, despite how fast life is, and we can really see it here. Like, you can still have something fulfilling. What's also very interesting about this rhyme is that the author never let us in on how Solomon felt about any of these situations, like big life events, getting married, being sick, like all these things that would evoke deep emotion in you. We don't get to see that. We have to interpret that as the reader. It's a very interesting choice that he picked all of this, but we have nothing to go off of. In my mind, this gives a sense of peace to the character, but this could also give very different feelings, and it allows for there to be so many different interpretations because of the lack of information we're getting. Just how some people can think that this is so positive and buoyant, it can easily be interpreted as being extremely morbid and lonely. That one got a little bit physiological. It's giving me English vibes. I do not miss that class, but clearly it helped in some way. That concludes all of our nursery rhymes for today. If you have any other interpretations or ways or rumors or whatever about the rhymes, please leave them down below. I'm very interested in seeing them. So have a great day, take care of yourself, and until next time, bye!